the Earth flat? No, it's not flat. Okay, it's not flat. Earth flat? No, it's not flat. Okay, it's not flat.
A lot of you question whether or not I'm here for truth. Question if I was a real flat earther or not. Well, the reality of it is there are no flat earthers. There are only globe deniers. Every flat earth evidence really is just a globe phenomenon, explained by the globe. Don't you see that? See, I'm still here for truth. Now there are certain people in my way. What is up, party people? All right, so today will be a fun one. I don't really have too much planned. I do have an announcement to make. I didn't think it would happen, but it has. I've been called out. By who? Seek and Find. Seek and Find wants to be next. He actually called me out. So I'm going to figure out who's going to moderate that. And then we're going to go at it. I'm not sure if it's going to happen tonight. I haven't actually seen Seek and Find around. I'm going to email him and then figure out when we're going to do this. But yeah, believe it or not, Seek and Find called me out. So we're going to have a good, what he calls conversation. I hope he's ready. Put this out. All right. So let me go ahead and get that link for everyone. You guys can go ahead and join at will. Oops, that's the wrong link. 1 second, let me get this. And let's see what went on today. Because, like, literally I didn't hear anything. I was so fucking busy at work. Didn't even get a chance to even go to YouTube when Jose went live. So you guys can fill me in on what happened. And for the record, I think what I'm going to be doing is forming a task force. And you guys got to hear me out for a task force for kicking puppies. Apparently GPS has made this come to light that it's only okay to kick a puppy if a puppy is attacking something cuter than a puppy. So I feel that may be a pretty big deal in this world we live in today. I'm going to chat, say what's up. What's up, C4? What is up, GPS? We just talked about you. What's up, Wit, aka Twitwit? How you doing? Welcome. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Terman? What up, Lemon? Who else is here? What up, Peter? How you doing? Welcome. It's been a while. Let me see. Going down. Scrolling. Let me see. Don't want to miss anybody. Okay. God, me and C4 talked way too much. Waiting for a new name. What's up, Spirica? What is up, NA? What up, Dark Seed? What's up, Tesla Apple? What's up, Big Blue? What is up, Magda von Darwenda? I don't know what that is. What up, B-Ball? What up, Jose? Welcome, my friend. Let me see. Scrolling down still. Still scrolling. What is up, Jose? How you doing, my friend? What do you got going on? Yes, tell me about it. What did I miss? Yeah. Cool.
Science. That was beautiful, man.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Because you were talking about going on like super like early, or he
Hey, they
wanted
don't
to,
hear me.
right? No,
You
yeah, I
fixed it.
fixed
They
it.
got it. They got it.
Yeah.
So good.
No worries. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone got to hear it. I'm the one who wanted to know. So how that ended up how'd it end?
Well, John Bernards came in like, "Oh, Blue Marble Science! Like I saw you on QE, and you're like so dumb, and you don't know what you're talking about." And Blue like, "Wait, what's going on?" So I said like, "All right, everybody, John Bernards and Blue Marble Science," and we had a little combo there. It was awesome. John Bernards with his rambling and ranting. I understand. Then after a few minutes, we all having fun because he actually speaks really funny.
Yeah.
But it's not just the accent, it's the whiskey or whatever his drug is on.
Ah.
So he said like, what are you guys making fun of me because I got English is not my first language, and then something click on me like, dude, like respect John. Now you're ranting because I know you're rambling because you're drunk, but it's legit. He actually English is not his first language, so but it was so good, man. It was hilarious.
It is a special thing when it's weird because you're right. Like there's one part of it's like it's not his first language, so how you can't really pin him on that, like
Exactly.
yourself,
Yeah.
and at the same time, but it's like when you engage in the conversation, what is the other party supposed to do?
Yeah,
Like,
but actually he was rambling a lot because he I don't think I have never seen him join a show sober, so he was into a bunch of shots, you could hear him rambling and
see,
mumbling.
I've only heard him one time, so, so as far as I know, that's what he sounded like.
Yeah, after he had a long go with Blue, then somebody typed in the chat like, "Man, that'd be so cool, Lale versus John. They're kind of in the same level." I said like, "All right, Lale, do you got something for John?" I actually made it happen. We had a little bit of Lale versus John. It was awesome, man. We had a lot of fun. Then
Cool.
we talk about the personal dome. So this personal dome, and we were just everybody chiming in. But it actually was good because we all had a laugh, including John. We all poking fun of him. He's shouting out, fucking Blue, you don't know what you're talking about. So it was hilarious, bro. It was funny. What's up, Blue?
Speaking of Blue, what's up, sir?
Yeah, it's like watching a slow motion cockfight.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. It was funny. I did actually have a good time.
See, now I'm upset I didn't get to hear it. I got to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, it was actually
What's
a
up,
good
sir?
time. Yeah, as I say, right, Blue, because he was such a controlled shit show because he was rambling, but we all contain ourselves because we really wanted to hear John. We could say making a fun of him, making an ass of himself, but actually it was funny. He likes that. He said like, "No, let me speak now," and we're like, "All right, floor is yours, go ahead."
Remember, you got to call those are called Johnologues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are a special thing. And if he was that hammered then, that means he'll probably be sleeping by now, so we may not see him.
Sphera, Sphera Invictus, which is always in the chat, taking timestamp and notes. Sphera said like, yeah, I had enough of John and I'm out. And he actually left for like half an hour. When he came back in the chat, oh no, John is still rambling, I'm out again. He left the chat.
Yeah. If you see John and his Scottish is Scottish, then you know you're in for a monologue.
Yeah. That was funny.
That's cool. Yeah, so did you hear Seek and Find actually called me out. He wants to be, he said, I'm next, is what he said to me. Wow. I didn't know if he was talking about being a moderator or debating. He was like, no, conversation. But I'm like, cool, all right. I was hoping it'd be today, but I haven't seen him all day. I was over at Randy's, and which is odd. So Randy, somebody blocked my Sean G account over there, and then I started thinking maybe someone blocked me because of the clone account that's out there. Because what happens is I don't see that name when it's typing, so I could be typing at the same time and I wouldn't know it unless I switch accounts. But so I assumed that's why my Sean G account got blocked. But then I realized that my Truth Army Soldier account is blocked over at Ranty's, and I never use that one like that for someone to clone. So I was like, dude, I was like, Ranty, can you give me a rent so I don't have to fucking do this every time? Like, I go through this whole, 5-minute ordeal of saying what's up to people, and no one says what's up back. It's really fucking with my confidence. What up, people?
Hey, what's going on, Sean?
Not much.
I listened to you with Right to Hand again.
It was fun. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I thought about it. Slick said he was going to talk to him, but I don't think I want to do it again.
Yeah,
it's going to do the same thing.
Maybe I'll give you.
You're breaking up, Jose.
I'll give you maybe like 30 seconds. Oh.
You're completely cutting out. We have no idea what you're saying.
I kind of like your analogy with the wind that you were using with him.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that came out of,
I like that. That was
out of nowhere. It was like, oh. And he just kept talking, and it just was so wonderful.
Yeah, so we can't see the wind, but yeah, we see the effects of the wind.
And he
we can't see gravity, but we see the effects of gravity.
He was all in. That's why that was when he freaked the fuck out. When I made that analogy, when I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna change the word gravity." Yeah.
I kind of like the way Slick was moderating. He did a pretty good job.
He did, and a lot of people that I've in the comments and during while it was happening were saying he was doing a great job. I wouldn't mind him doing it again, moderating again for against someone else, maybe even Seek and Find. I don't know. I know a lot of people got a problem with Slick, but I mean, like I said, he's cool here. He changes his whole demeanor during my stream, and if that's the case, I mean, he does that. I mean, if you don't like him, don't talk to him. That's all I can really say, and that's all I'll say about it.
All I see from Seek and Find is him saying, "So is flat and level synonymous?"
Yeah. Yep, and I'm ready for that. Oh, I am so ready for that. Again, like I said, I there's a whole new understanding of how to have these conversations that I've started to learn, and I'm just eager as fuck to use it. And again. There's no possible. It ain't like a secret. I'm not worried about Seek and Find. I know what he wants to do. He's gonna want to ask a zillion and one questions. That's all it's gonna be. He's gonna say, flat and level, gravity. Those are show me the effects. I Seek and Find. If you're listening in, do not talk to me about gravity. I'll kill you. And no one wants to hear me repeat. I'll use another analogy. I'll use a fucking kite. I don't care. But, the gravity argument, flat Earth, it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah. Also, there's that new guy on the block, that Brandon Toy guy that's saying he was in the military.
Yeah, that guy.
So
Yeah.
my question is, how in the world can you be ex-military and you can be a flat earther? I just don't understand that. With all the things that we use that depend on GPS.
Yeah, I was looking at those pictures you were sharing in the bunker. Those were some badass toys.
Which ones?
The satellites, the receivers,
Oh yeah,
or whatever the hell those. What exactly
yeah,
were those? So I don't bash it.
yeah. Like we have one in our motor pool that some of the guys set up once in a while. Also, it was what was cool one day is we have a guy that works in our S6, which is like the communications cell. And he was showing us that on our Humvee, basically he had to move the Humvee about 5 feet forward in order for it to get a GPS signal because the satellite was like behind the tree. It wouldn't get a signal unless it had direct line of sight to the actual satellite.
Yeah. Well, see, what's weird about a lot of arguments that I've heard about when it comes to GPS and all that stuff, like I know a lot of like the military, they use a lot of drones as what do you call them? Piggyback the signals and stuff. But
Yeah,
it's a very like, short.
But with the drones, like literally, if it's a drone like a Predator,
yeah,
it's low and it's fucking loud. It sounds like a freaking flying lawnmower.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's another.
Now
crazy part.
there are bigger ones, and I guess like, well, honestly no, because the ones that I see are low and loud.
See, that's the crazy part because it's like a lot of people don't know what a real military drone looks like. They're not little I mean, they do have the airplane, like the little model looking ones and stuff, and those types. But the drones like that people are talking about that are shooting people, like shooting things and doing mainly surveillance and the Predator. They're fucking huge. I mean, I have a picture of it. I mean, they're so damn big, it's insane. I believe the largest one, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know NASA, NOAA, and the military use it.
Yeah, but they wouldn't use it for the GPS system that the Humvees would use for the. It's not. Well, it used to be called Blue Force Tracker, but now I think it's FBCB2, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Sean, sorry to interrupt.
What's up?
So can I try so you say if I share a Chrome tab, it will feed the audio too?
Yes.
It has audio?
It would automatically feed
Can I give it a try?
Absolutely.
I'll give it a quick try. It's just a little random clip from earlier, John Bernard, to see just if you can see hear the audio. No, see the audio.
Force behind it. It's just direction.
Yep.
Just like
Really?
Yep, and you can talk.
I can explain.
All right. Let's hear for a few seconds.
Absolutely.
Going down.
So mass force is not mass times acceleration then?
Yes.
There's no okay. That's foolishness, John. That's just nonsense. You're literally saying that Newton's 3 laws of motion don't apply. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
Maybe it's my bad English or something.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you know what a Faraday cage is?
Please say it again.
Faraday cage. An electrostatic shield.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go inside the Faraday cage, I have shielded myself from the electric fields. Well, why doesn't this acceleration go away if I put myself in a Faraday shield? Because things don't float in a Faraday shield.
It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not a static electronic.
Okay, is it magnetic?
Yeah, this is another. It's not.
If it's magnetic, then I should be.
It was fun. I'll stop it.
Yeah,
check it out on your time.
Yeah.
It was really good.
That was crazy. Like I heard him say a few sentences, but I don't know what he said.
That's why I put the subtitles, and the subtitles are hilarious, man.
I talked to him for half an hour and I don't have a clue what he said.
But Blue just kept going. Just kept going. That was awesome. Yeah, I was thinking of I was actually thinking of the other John, but yeah, I mean, I think any John that drinks and does that is you can call it a Johnologue. It's usually the symptom of the other John Watson as well.
Hey, multi-tom out in the chat. Hop your happy ass in here and take me on. Let's go.
Called out. So earlier we got Chris Matt Babs calling out Blue Marble Science for tomorrow. So hopefully, he showed up. He shows up in chat, and we can have him both. I'll say
this, Blue. Of the flat earthers you talk to, you'll enjoy that conversation. Chris isn't an assoll. He'll have a conversation with you.
Yeah, I've talked to Chris before.
Okay, yeah, he's actually a cool dude. Just so everyone knows, that was a Predator. I just wanted to show you guys a comparison of the size. Chris is a real good dude. I like talking to him.
Yeah, he's honest, because like the last time he came in, he went on my show, and he talked to you, Blue. It was a week and a half ago, and he actually took the right approach. He didn't come with the meme like, show me gas pressure next to a vacuum without a container. He actually used the right terms, like, all right, so if the atmosphere, is lower, higher you go, and then we got the very low pressure, which is the vacuum of space. He's a really smart dude, and he knows. He said like, all right, let me sweet talk him for a little bit so I can get to my point and get my gotchas. It's good. I appreciate that. Yeah.
He's many of conversation with him.
Yeah, Tom, I know what time it is. It's time for you to come on in here.
Oh, look, the link just popped up.
Ooh.
Oh, open panel?
How fortuitous.
Oh, yep, open panel. It's an odd thing listening to multi-tom debate. It's like watching cars crash while listening to nails on a chalkboard while getting waterboarded. All in one. And I've only heard him once.
Yeah. one of the times, I think the only time he went on my show was the day that I had scheduled Sleeping Warrior and Sleeping Warrior and George, or Sleeping Warrior and Bob the Science Guy, either or. There was a schedule, but Riley couldn't show up on time, so he was late. I said, all right, I'll open the panel. And Multi-Tom jumped in to challenge Jen Panda, which was in the panel about the moon landings. How do you think that went, bro? That's one of my highest views shows.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Multi-Tom arguing something is like, it never makes any logical sense. You never know what the next sentence will come from. And usually it ends with, you're full of shit. Every time I've heard him talk a couple times. One time it was during a debate. The other one was just a conversation. But both times it was like, like people would jump topics. He does that in his sentences and doesn't even know he does it. It's so weird. It is very odd.
Yeah, that's Bibo, your BFF, Multi-Tom, Bibo.
Yeah, he actually made a video about me and you, Jose.
Yeah, I know. Woohoo!
What up, John? What's up, Darkseid?
Hello. Hey.
How are you, John? All joking aside.
Yeah, but I can walk and eat food now.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But you do got to stop doing your nails while you drive. I'm just saying.
Oh shit! I totally did break another nail.
Oh, we're gonna hear about that forever. Jeez. Well, I am happy you're all right though. No, and it's all in all.
Oh fuck! Oh
'Cause-
fuck!
Because if you weren't around, I wouldn't know who to pick on.
Yeah. Oh, it was emotional. Tell me that.
We'll talk later about it. We don't need you to be all cryy and stuff.
Sanjay, you know what I have? You know what I have just done, like right now?
What's that?
I just pasted the link of the Google Meets on the Skype group where all the Oakley crew guys are participants of. And I invite them. I say, John G is live, join. And I click paste the link. So if you see a name like Quantum Eraser or Nathan Oakley, it's actually them. Boom.
Awesome. That would be fun. I actually do want to debate Riley now that I have a new idea of how to have these conversations and practicing it. That I still got to contact Emma UK. I think it may happen over there. I don't know, but I don't really like. I don't know. I don't like people moderating that I don't know at all. That's kind of weird. I don't know what to expect. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. I did offer Chris Bear the opportunity to moderate a debate that I have with somebody. I have no clue how that will work, but I threw that out there.
Have you lost your fucking mind? God
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah. Have you lost your fucking mind?
From Sleek to Chris Berry. Wow.
I'm running the gamut. Put it this way. I've had 2 debates so far where flat earthers were the moderators, and
You're
they
doing
both
something
went
good.
insanely
You're doing
well.
something special, bro. Yeah, you're doing something special. This is good.
So we'll definitely see what happens, but it's fun. I like doing it. Yesterday, right to hand, I want a conversation to stay adult. So I'm hoping that well, put it this way, me and Seek and Find I don't think we've ever gotten like that. So I don't think
Sean,
there's for that situation.
Sean, there's pushing the envelope and there's fucking pushing the fucking envelope. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hey, Sean.
What's up,
Sean.
Eva?
Hey, you've actually changed my mind about pineapple pizza.
I'm hoping you don't like it. It's not pizza.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like it as much as I thought I liked it.
No, you hate it. Matter of fact, you should hate the most because I know you're not. I know you're not a Hawaiian, but you live there, dude. They're basically talking shit when they say Hawaiian pizza. Just remember that it's not American.
Yeah, because I ordered some. The one that I was on staff duty, I went and ordered some, and I started eating it. I'm like, I don't think this is as good as I thought it was.
No,
like I had it before, it was okay. But this time it was like, I can do without the pineapples.
Yeah, it's like little bugs squishing in your mouth when you eat it. And just so everyone understands that thinks I'm just hating it, I have tried it before. I've also tried worms, grubs, crickets, mealworms, and I can tell you now, the way a pineapple feels when you chew into it on a pizza feels like the same thing. Just so everyone knows.
I think there's going to be a debate. I'm not sure if it's on MC. I think it's on MC Toon's channel about pineapple pizza.
They did one last night.
There was.
Oh, that was last night?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta watch it.
I didn't stay for the whole thing because I'm not gonna lie. Listening to someone argue for it aggravates the shit out of me.
I was there. I was arguing for it, but then I went. I thought I was like the shit and went and got some, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I like this anymore.
It's not good. It's terrible.
I did it again. Shanji. I sent the link to Ranty Flat Earth. I say, hey, Shanji is live right now. Join if you want. Maybe because I don't know if he's still on his stream or he's just finished, but he's online, so maybe he'll just jump in for a few minutes.
I'd love to.
Me baiting people. I try to bait people. It's good. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
You're all right with.
I'll call them all out.
I
Okay.
can't wait to see what he does with that drone.
Yeah.
Hey, I was last couple of nights. I've dropped into Ranty's stream. What a rancid, horrible place that is. It's ugh.
Yeah, he doesn't moderate. It's just shouting
Yeah.
matches. That's all it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah,
Well,
flat Earth,
the people,
flat Earth
the people,
data,
the
Mind of God, and that cunt page, they run his show, and it's insane.
Today
did
was the
you
first time. Today was the first day that I listened to his show for a long time because I was blocked, and he told me like, "Hey, you unblocked." So I typed something, and he actually gave me a wrench to keep me safe. Few people start
Yeah,
attacking me and calling me names. I blocked them, but I actually watched for like an hour, and I enjoyed because Glim actually was there, and Glim was kind of destroying Flat Earth in a funny way, and they didn't realize. So you had the Mind of God, you had Piche, some other two dudes, and then Glim was playing kind of more of the Glober and talking perspective, but he was just annihilating Flat Earth single-handedly, and they were like, I kind of disagree. He said, no, hear me out. This is the citation. So Glim was playing the other side today. I love it, man.
wow. Gleam is
Yeah, yeah.
like the biggest flip flopper.
No, Jose's
But
the
he
biggest flip flopper.
most of the time, he's always defending the flat Earth though. So I don't know what his deal is. So
Well, the funny part is when I left there, Mind of God was yelling at somebody on the panel who was a flat earther because Mind of God hates Trump so damn much. So yeah, when I left, Mind of God was calling some other flat earther an idiot because he thought he loved Trump, and all the guy said was Trump said something, or something Trump said was taken out of context or something like that. It was funny.
Minor God said he told me that he used to be a seismic engineer.
What? What the fuck?
what the
I'm like,
fuck is
how are
that?
you a seismic? How are you a seismic engineer and still believe the Earth is flat?
I thought he was like an accountant or something.
I don't know.
That's all he is.
You know, yeah, he works in a fucking bank, dude. He's not a fucking accountant, or not at a seismic. No. People who do that kind of stuff don't say drone. 2019, we still can't fly a drone straight. You guys remember that?
Monaco's got one engineering question he knows how to ask. He will say, "Can you draw a free body diagram?" And all you got to say is, "Yeah, I know how to." Can you do it? And he will shut up immediately.
He's like, I heard that word once. It sounds like a good one.
He's a very special character, the Man of God. I cannot deal with his style, anymore.
Me either.
Too disrespectful, like, for real.
Yeah, that's the weird part because he likes to do those little slide digs, and it's like, wait, what? Like, you can't just say that shit. That's why when he left here, I was like, oh Jesus, thank you. Oh.
Yeah, those like hit and run, like shut up, sit down, like you don't know what you're talking about. I was like, come on, man, dude, shut up. You don't have to say that.
Well, I am happy there's a place for flat Earth data, Mind of God, so they don't come around. I'm very happy Ranty gave them a home.
I gotta say, I'm sorry to everybody. I've been working on this moon triangulation thing for ages, and I don't know if anyone remembers what I'm talking about, but it's pretty much there. I've got all the data. And I think I've got into contact with AB Science to just make sure the math is correct to triangulate the moon from blah blah blah, and yeah, I'm going to get it sorted.
The moon is right over there, like almost above me. I see it.
Yeah.
I have a question
Right
about the moon. In
over there.
fact,
Go ahead.
a set of questions, not only one question.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So imagine that it's half moon. You're on the equator, on the equinox, and the moon is in the middle of the sky. So what's the angle of the terminator line?
The what line?
Difficult. The terminator line of the moon. What's the angle?
The what line?
The terminator line.
The phases.
Terminator.
What the phase? You know how we have the phases of the moon, the terminator line
Yes,
that
yeah.
creates that line, the phase.
Which quarter moon is it?
The third quarter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. First or last.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the question is. What?
Yeah, it's difficult even for me to phrase it, but if it's written, it's much easier to say. Yeah. So.
Okay, so you know how we know where the sun is on the equinox, and then
Yes.
we have that. No, I'm talking to John. I'm trying to help clarify, and we know the amount of time we have from the equinox. We know where the sun will be on the equator. Well, he's asking on the equinox. Where would the moon?
Yeah,
where would the phase be?
Sunset or sunrise. Yes.
Problem is I think because of the moon's or the orbit that it does have, where it kind of goes up and down, and I don't think it's I'm pretty sure you can predict it, but I don't know if that's something you can just answer without going and looking at. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, no, it's really easy. Okay, so on the equinox during sunset or sunrise, if the moon is in the middle of the sky, then the terminator line will be vertical. Just imagine a model and draw it like this. It's going to be vertical.
Yes.
So, and in the summer or winter, it will be tilted 23 degrees to the right side or to the left side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, oh my God. Someone is having a shower.
Oh, my bad.
It was Spirita.
So I'm actually writing an Excel sheet.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Crow. We got a special guest coming in.
Okay. Oh, God.
You fucking cunt.
How you doing, Multi? Been a while. This is the part where you talk. Check your settings. You've used a microphone, right?
Hello?
Yep. Wait. We kind of heard you. Talk again?
Oh.
Your signal's kind of choppy. Just when I thought it. Yeah, your signals, it's either your service or maybe leave and then come back in. Maybe that will work. I don't know. But we kind of cut in and out.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we heard you, and then you left.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Maybe
Probably
just wanted to say
hello.
hello.
Say hello and wanted to press the mute, and he kicked himself out. But he can rejoin.
Yeah,
But Flutter got issues on leaving the calls and joining them sometimes. Shout out to Aaron.
There we go. That was weird. He's all mad.
Please.
Oh, grr.
Yeah, if he's listening, Chonji, just nice and easy. Give him some instructions if he's listening.
Yeah, just make sure your settings are correct. Sometimes that goes off. It may set up to your computer rather than your speaker, or your speaker. Yeah, but You'll be able to join right in. You won't have to wait. I did notice that if you haven't, like, you don't use your meets too often, they'll change everything to default. Or if you change your audios at any point. Yeah, but yeah, Jose, now you know how to use the tab thing, and the audio just instantly goes through, and you don't
I
have to
like
mute
it, man.
yourself.
I like it. Yep. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like that setting. I don't like that you have to be on your Chrome account to do it, but there are ways around it. Yeah, make sure you check your settings. Make sure your settings are set, your microphone especially, because I can see you're not muted. So it's going to be your microphone most likely.
Yeah, if you're on the PC, click the three dots in the
can you hear
bottom
me?
right.
Hello.
Oh, yes.
Yep, good to go. What's up, Tom? How you doing?
Hola. How are you doing?
Doing great.
I am going to talk with a Spanish accent.
That's Spanish?
¿Cómo estás?
That's not an It's not a Spanish accent. That's actual Spanish.
It's good. I like it.
Huh? You want to talk to him, Jose? Maybe he doesn't know English.
No, this is between you and multi, Tom.
Me?
Any questions? Any questions?
Any questions? There you
for
go.
Flat
There you
Earth?
go.
Oh, yeah. Is there any evidence? Yeah, that's about what I thought.
About the same amount we
Is
usually
there
get.
any evidence for stupidity?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Hello?
No, you see, the thing is that we don't have to provide any evidence. You have to provide some kind of evidence to, well,
whatever you
like,
think.
come on.
You did come in here and go, does anyone have any questions?
Listen, guys, you claim
You're roboting.
When you don't even have a fucking proper internet.
No. It's no need. No, for real. Yeah, you got choppy connection. Damn it, I want it to be like smooth, you know?
Whatever you did before, do that again because you came back in clear.
Something's not working.
Or maybe he's just explaining flat earth proof.
Well, I had a question. I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask. Tom.
He says pretty much his mic's not working or something's wrong, right? Maybe it's his internet.
All right. If you can still hear us, my question was going to be simply, did you watch the debate I had with Brian on Jose's channel, or are you just making statements based on what Quantum Eraser did last night?
He's back in the YouTube chat, but I'll watch for what he says.
That's unfortunate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, signal. Damn technology.
Mm. Damn cell towers.
Yes, damn Earth curve keeps getting in the way.
All that Earth.
I don't think so. I think I can make a knee jerk reaction to the way that he just presented. He's got nothing to say. Nothing.
I thought he had a lot to say. He just can't figure out his mic or how to upgrade.
Be nice, John. He came into the chat. He's just
I can't be nice to him, man.
couldn't.
It's so difficult. That dude says so many things in my chat that are just so uncalled for.
Yeah, I would go with Jose. That's yes, that's the yeah. If he had some technical difficulties and he wants to come back in, that's cool.
Got a super chat. Thank you, John Rapp. Is this working? Good. Get fair dinkum people. What is a dinkum? Anyone know what a dinkum is?
Nope.
Hey, John, can you?
I don't think the Aussies. I don't think the Aussies know what a dinkum is.
What is it? What is that?
What the fuck is it?
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused right now.
Well, no name. Yeah. If you know what it is, then why don't you just tell me instead of saying you know what it is?
He doesn't
what's
know
up,
what
Andrea?
Sean G.
Yay, there you go. How you doing?
A dinkum means basically right.
Huh? Like right?
Yeah.
Like correct?
Like she's good, she's right.
Oh,
truthful.
okay.
It's basically slang for a whole group of words plonked together, so you're not spelling it all out. It's a short sentence.
It's like
one sentence.
Like pigeon.
No.
He says
pigeon.
It's like a weird dialect, I guess. It's weird. I'd have to show. I have to play a video because I can't do it. Thank you again, John Rapp. He says fair dinkum means real or genuine.
Yeah, it's like it's a big sentence just been shortened down.
Oh, you Aussies. You guys are funny.
Bet you could sell dinkums on eBay.
Especially right now.
Yeah, people would buy a dinkum just to figure out what the hell it is.
I want to make a shirt. Let's see.
You're certainly a talkative bunch tonight.
So is Multi Tom here, or is he gone, or what?
No, he left. He said. Oh, he said in the chat that he was poor, so he doesn't have good internet. I'm assuming. I don't know what poor means about understanding how to do your settings, but
that's a shame. That is a shame.
What time is it in Australia?
It's
John. Probably not asking
you.
Oh
shit!
11:25 a.m.
Thank you. Hey, John.
That's what I was just about to say. I was.
But John, do you live in Australia?
No, I don't. But
okay, so
I have
so
relatives.
when I say,
I have relatives.
I know, but if I was like
relatives in Australia,
but if I ask a question like that, like if I was like, "Hey, what time is it in Florida right now?" Do you think I'd ask you?
You have no idea, Sean. You have no idea how much I hate you.
I'm just saying, John.
I fucking hate you, John.
I'm just saying.
I'm just curious. What the hell is this? Because I was googling the equinox, and it mentions what caused the Earth tilt and its 4 seasons. But this is kind of like, I don't know. I don't understand it. And I know Croaks likes this. It's with the shadow angles. Like, what is this? I'm confused.
Oh, that's the angle at which the Terminator line presents itself throughout So put it this way. So you see the first one that has it's like tilted to the
Oops.
left, like it has a tilt to the left a little bit.
Yeah. Damn it! You keep moving on
Now,
me. Wait.
if you look and just move that ball to the other one, to the other side, so the 180 in the season, it'd be the same thing. It's just the other way. It's the Earth doesn't tilt. It's just the Earth is tilted. I hate when they talk like that. When they say things tilt and shit, it's weird.
There you go. That's pretty. Moon
And what-
Terminator illusion, says Glim.
No, that's the Earth, though.
This
What-
is the Earth, exactly. Yeah, this is kind of a representation of.
So-
Wait, is it Moon Terminator or is Gleam adding illusion?
I think he's adding illusion.
Well, this is the Earth from what? Himawari or what is this? Where's the
This-
source of this?
He said this impact
Okay.
was the last to alter the tilt of the Earth. Today, instead of rotating upright, the Earth's axis is tilted 23.5 degrees. The angle varies a little over time, but the gravitational pull of the moon prevents it
That's
from shifting
CGI.
by more than a degree or so. The tilt gives us seasons. The tilt that
Yes.
gives us seasons.
Okay, so it says the Moon Terminator illusion is a weird phenomena
That's
when the side of the moon that is lit
computer-generated.
by the sun doesn't look like it actually lines up with the sun at all. Hello, Multi-Tom Tom. You're welcome back. Thank you, of course. Thank you, John. Another super chat. He says, "Try this, Stran." Is he doing that? Is he like talking Australian? Because I'm gonna duck down to the servo for a dog's eye with dead horse, then
hear
to
me?
the Balto for some days of a goon. Dude, I can't do that, John. What are you doing? Yes, we
He's
can
We
Sorry,
hear
heard
you,
you,
Tom.
Tom. We heard you.
Okay, he's going to head down to the service station where you get your fuel from. Dead eye, I'm pretty sure is a hot dog. Dead horse, I've actually never heard of that. The bottler is the bottle shop where you pick up I think Days a slab of beer, and a goon would be a box of wine. I don't know if you get them in America.
Yeah, box of wine.
So all that in that super chat. What the hell?
Well, I guess that's better because sometimes I've done super chats where I'm just like, how do I phrase this so it'll fit? He figured out a way.
I've drunk a lot of goon, I have to say.
I'm gonna mute myself because I don't have any questions for multi-tom-tom. As for Flutter now, I'm just gonna mute myself.
So were you going to answer some questions, Tom Tom? It's like deja vu. You have to speak into the microphone. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm got confused.
Multi Tom Tom, if you want to say anything, it's your time.
Is he are you trolling multi-tom-tom? Because this is kind of a decent troll. Trolling.
I can't. I think he is.
Is this like a really really?
So is
Oh, hey, shit, sorry.
yes. The Earth
Your
is flat.
signal is garbage.
Your signal is flat.
Yeah, man.
Andy.
Tom,
Oh, that
you
was
gotta sort your shit out. Go to McDonald's or something, man.
that's 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 one of the worst dirty phone calls I've ever had.
Wait, you heard that? Like, what were you listening? Never mind.
What
Never mind.
was
No. We don't want to know what's in your head. Nope, we're good. Mm-mm.
Thank you,
Nope.
multi-tom. Tom, I mean it. I thank you. He tried. Yeah, your signal sucks, bro.
Okay,
fucking
multi.
tried.
You got to get some aluminum foil, wrap it around one finger, put some baby oil on it, then put the other finger in your ear while tapping your nose on the wall and sing the ABCs, and it'll make your signal better. And then come back and try it again.
No, but what about the tinfoil helmet?
No,
Oh,
he's not.
that's
You just look crazy.
oh, okay.
Jeez. Gonna choke
Sorry,
me.
sorry, sir.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all the things on this planet that would stop an alien from reading your mind, it's not going to be
Reification
fucking
fallacy.
aluminum.
You say planet reification fallacy.
My presuppositions are valid, sir.
Are they?
Yep, I verified them myself.
Reification.
Presupposition. You already calling it a planet.
Yeah.
When it's a plane T is a plane with terrain.
Is it though?
Yeah, that's why they call a planet, to disguise the reality, which is a plane with terrain.
Or maybe they call it a planet because it's a planet. No?
I don't know, man. My English is not very good looking. I cannot argue against it.
Do you say good looking?
Yes. See?
Your argument... I'm so confused. Why would it have anything to do with it looking good? You don't see your argument, you hear it. Damn it, Jose.
No. My argument, my English is not very good looking.
No, but yeah, see, again, we hear your English, we don't see your English.
See, Glim liked it.
Gleam likes ranty.
No, because first of all, multi-tonton, you do need 5G, and planet is just a plane with terrain. That's all.
Well, terrain on it, yeah.
Yeah, plane, and then the T for terrain. You know why are you gonna call it play? We live on a plane with terrain. No, they just shut it out and they just boom fuse the two words together. Planet.
Oh, okay. Globe. My bad. We'll call it a globe.
I agree with Stringer News One. My English is just a light in the sky. Thank you. It's not real. It's not physical. Yeah.
These are not the words you listen to. You would believe in an infinite sphere planet, Lael. Go to bed.
Infinite sphere planet. I like that apparent English.
You do speak apparent English.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like real,
Gleam.
not tangible.
That was a good one, Gleam. That was a good one. It's like you hear it, but do you really hear it?
Should I just gonna make a not a claim, a statement, an opinion. Wait, Khaled, really quick. I just want to give you this. The moon landings might have happened, might have not. 50% they happened. I give you that. 50% they did not. Absolutely. In 2028, when and if the NASA, the space agencies put men on the moon again, then the balance will tip, and I will say like, yeah, then if they did it now, it might have happened before, so that the scale will tilt to, yeah, I actually gonna vouch for they did it back in the 60s and 70s. But if they don't do it, comes 2030 and men do not step on the moon, oh, my scale will go all big time the other way. Like, yep, they're still pushing it. They're waiting for this generation to die so they can sweep it under the rug and give us another 100 years to do it again. I don't know, just my opinion.
I kind of feel the same way. I
Well,
I'm not a moon landing
Hey,
I guess I'm not a
that
moon
is
landing
that is
denier,
fucking
but I
that is
definitely
fucking totally
excited for this
that
one.
is totally fucking
Jesus
Jose
fucking
just turned.
Christ!
Fuck you, Sean.
He's so
That is
angry.
sorry. But that's
right,
that's
bitch.
Jose trying to stir the shit.
Huh?
And
how's that stirring shit?
Yeah.
I agree with him. I actually agree everything
well,
he said.
fucking really.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Well,
Remember what I say. I say manned missions, some man on the moon. I
yes.
actually don't want to argue of like some apparatus have landed on the moon. I cannot argue a lot against that because it's a lot of evidence. But men on the moon, like they put feet on it. That's what I'm a little bit of like. I really need to see that now today. So today I mean in 2030. I don't think they can push it too far after that.
Yeah, mine's more of a just the understanding of how it all went down. But yeah, if anyone who doesn't believe in the moon landings, I think it's right now is the best time to not be a moon landing denier, but want to look into it because it's not the same, but it is the same. We are living through an Apollo esque time where they're getting
2.0,
they're doing everything. Everything's upgraded. It's going to be easier. Communications going to be better. I can't wait. I can't imagine what we're going to be able to see with today's technology and broadcasting and everything. Now, that's going to be fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
The best part will be when flat earthers go, "That's CGI. That's fake." And then it's like, well, if they didn't broadcast it, what would you say? It's fake. It's like,
that's something I've always said is that if in the 1960s they said, "Hey, look, it's too dangerous, it's too expensive, it's too difficult, we can't go, we're not going to do it." Today's conspiracy would be, "Hey, they did go." They did go to the moon, and they're just saying they didn't do it. It's just contrarian shit.
Mm-hmm. It would make a lot more sense for them to just never talk about it.
Yeah, there are some things, John, that is to me, from my perspective, the few years that I've been looking into this, that it's okay to question and have doubts. Now, am I going to deny and say, no, I don't believe it? Not necessarily, but there are things like experiments, for example, that you cannot do because one thing is men put foot on the moon before I was born personally, and many people when you were little kids, but it hasn't been done in over 50 years, so it does give me a little bit of a bad taste on my mouth. Like, really, this is bullshit. This is something that is not wrong to question it. Don't just deny it and be a moon landing hoaxer. No, it didn't happen, and I fucking fuck everything. But from my point of view, I don't think it's wrong to question it and put it into the microscope. Like, yeah, I'm just waiting for them to do it again. If they do it again, then it will give a lot of more credit and it will shut a lot of people down. Like, it's just my opinion. Like, for real.
Of course. Yeah, that's a good way to think. Yeah, and it's it makes it an exciting time for maybe it's going to happen again. Certainly, yeah.
Okay, a good, just a fast question. Is there anything that landed on the moon before Neil Armstrong?
There's loads of things.
How many? How many are they?
I can't remember. Are you? Hey, are you testing me?
No. Well, my point is, look, how long was that? Like 50 years ago? And today, Israel failed, and Iran, or I'm not sure who else, failed to land on the moon. The first landing failed for every country. I'm not sure if the second and the third will also fail. So I'm
Well,
just asking, is
well,
there anything that landed on
No,
the moon?
yeah, but the one
no,
that
but you,
failed, but what failed was wasn't that an unmanned landing?
Yes, was unmanned,
Yeah,
which
but
is supposed to be easier than manned landing.
yeah, but no, why? Why?
Because it's difficult.
Well, I mean, why is it easier?
Easier because you don't have to carry lots of life support for the people, things like
Oh,
that.
yeah, well, yeah. Well, I don't know about landing it being easier then, because you're landing it from Earth, realistically, aren't you? Or you're a program, or what do you call it, a waypoint map or something like that. What do you call them?
Yes, programmed. I guess programmed.
you know
Yeah.
that the all of the Apollo landings, they had a like a Ranger that basically kind of crash landed into the place where the eventual Apollo missions successfully landed.
You don't sound so sure there, John.
No, I'm absolutely sure that's what happened. There was the Ranger missions before all of the Apollo landings. They didn't go there with completely and utterly blind. Ranger missions went before them.
Why don't we hear Brandon Toy giving his opinion
Yeah, that's
on
what
moon?
I'm actually reading that. It's actually just about to put this in the chat. Okay, let's see. Who was saying? Terman says Apollo 11 nearly failed. It was due to Armstrong manual controls that saved it.
Mm-hmm.
So manned missions supposed to be easier? I thought it's the other way around.
I would think that in situations it's easier to correct. I think.
Yeah.
It would be the more I think when you're talking life, I think it's no matter what, it's inherently more difficult. I just think it's situational that we're talking in a situation that's going bad. I think it's easier to correct it manually than through it being an automatic thing. I would think. I may be wrong.
No, I think when they were coming down to the lunar surface, that just that time, the computer sort of guidance or whatever they had was very, very minimal, and he took over. And I've got to say, it's one of the finest examples of nerves of steel. He mind blowing. Who could do that? You know, it's if whenever I watch that back, it's edge of the seat.
Hey, Jose.
Yes, sir.
I'm only asking you this because you were defending him. Did you see Multi's last comment?
No, let me pop out the shot. I was looking for something. The moon is made of plasma, and it's just a light in the sky. Holy shit, Multi, don't, how dare you, man?
You wanted to hear a claim? There you go. You got one. What's up, Schrodinger's cat? See you up there in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Hell, that's even hard. You know how hard it is to land on plasma? Man, that was really tough.
Mm.
Multi says nobody can land on it on a light. League.
Lee,
I might
Khaled,
Yeah.
got it.
You're
Okay.
barking at us.
Stop barking.
Was it something I said?
The moon is in our atmosphere now. Huh. Okay.
Oh, wait. So you're admitting that the moon is a real physical object that is up there in space? I just wanted to ask him that. Real no point.
Yeah, at first it was a ball of plasma, just a light in the sky. Now it's in our atmosphere.
Gleam just shared. Let me see what this is. He says, "This is what multi is on about. It's a true theory before they landed. They thought the moon was a. Hang on, let me see.
And yet,
They thought the moon was hollow. That was some Russians thinking.
At this same sea, many times in the past,
Oh,
history of
what
our
a shit.
Earth
Fuck's sake.
rolled over the surfaces of the land mass.
Yeah, let me share this.
Not plasma, though. Not plasma.
The other one.
You know what? I'd much rather have a conversation about what the fuck's that?
That's the audio from that video.
That guy has lost his fucking mind. I think it's a guy who just turned some shit up. It's not. How is that an actual theory? That's that guy's theory. I think is what it was. I think that'd probably be a better way of saying it.
But yeah, but at this point, I'd much rather just have a normal conversation about Apollo and how fucking amazing it was, yeah, and when it blew.
Were you there, John?
I'd like to think I was in spirit.
Explain to me how they did it, then, John. Explain to me how they did it, Cleve.
Oh.
I did it was barking dogs, Sean.
Good day, Brandon Toy. How you doing, my friend? Welcome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's right there. What do you mean, really? You're not very perceptive, John. Just look. He's in the chat with us. He's right there. Look, he even talks.
What's up? Hey,
what's up, Brandon?
Hey, fuck, Sean. I've still got I've still got a concussion. So give me a break.
Don't go to sleep.
The
hell was that?
Well, I don't know. Wait, but please, Brandon Toy, you're a bit of a prick, aren't you?
Jesus Christ, really, John?
Yeah,
Wait, Brandon, hang on.
That's why I hang out with you guys.
What
Damn,
the
John.
fuck, John?
Well,
what's up, John? Why do you think I'm a prick?
Well, just previous sperm.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
We've never. I know we've never actually spoken. But you are a bit of a prick,
I
aren't
thought
you?
you guys had. Wait. I thought you guys had conversations before. Maybe like gave that a bit. Like for instance,
Right,
I
right.
could say Brandon's kind of a prick, but we've had that conversation before.
I think
Yeah.
John and I have talked before on
Mhm.
Jose's, maybe briefly. I
Yeah,
think he was
no, we
accusing me
haven't.
of multiple things.
No, we've never spoken before. We've never spoken before, but I've seen you talking to other people, and you seem to be a bit of a prick.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a prick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey John.
I'll take it.
Hey John, I got a question.
That's how,
Are you a bit of a prick?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a prick. I'm a cunt.
What's the difference?
Tomato,
over there?
tomato. Yeah. Tomato, tomato.
So Brandon Toy, what the fuck do you have to say? Come on.
Well, you guys were talking about the moon landing, and you know, I don't have anything, any technical reasons prepared, but I'll tell you why I think it's fake.
Oh,
go for
it. Do you want to hear?
We all do.
Fucking fire on.
All right.
Yes. Done. Come on.
The first thing is the footage looks absolutely 100% fake. All of it looks like backdrops. There's a close horizon in every single shot, like it's front projection, just like the movies that you see from back then. There's shots where you can see what looks to be a wire hanging down. Now, you can't prove that, but that's just one drop in the bucket of all these different things. The heat and the cold alternating, the lander that took off from the surface that looks ridiculous.
We'll just take one thing at a time. One thing at a time. The first thing that you said was the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that looks real?
So what's the problem with the like you talking about the hills in the background?
Well, in every single photo that I've seen, I mean, there might be one or two that aren't like this, but I don't think so. You see a horizon, and then you see the horizon is what they're standing on, and then not too far behind that, you see what looks like a backdrop. So you'll see hills in the background, the sky, whatever, all that shit. Sometimes even the earth, right? But it's always in two layers. One, the ground they're standing on, and then behind them, a landscape in the background.
It's you talking, John.
Fuck off.
I don't know why that makes me so happy.
Right. Wait, hey,
Hello, everybody.
Somebody's got some major sound.
John. You whine about everything. We're trying to say hi to Amy.
Honestly, I will get in a canoe and I will kick your fucking cunt in, Sean.
I don't think in your
I don't have control today.
Yeah, I don't think in your condition you should be operating a canoe.
Or operating his voice inside a Google Meet.
Yeah, but I do know someone. I know someone in the chat that can operate, can navigate a boat for you.
Right.
Cliff's in the chat.
Anyway, we're having a discussion, Sean. If you wouldn't mind, just shut the fuck up.
I couldn't hear you,
Brandon. So that's it. It's one of the claims of the Apollo hoax is that there's this problem with the the background landscape in all the photos.
Yeah, just like that picture there that Sean's showing. That one's not as good an example because there's no hills in the background, but they all pretty much look like that.
I'll try to find something. I think I know.
So
I think I may have some. Hang on.
my retort to that, Brandon, is I mean, if you go out of your house and you've got hills, you look towards some hills, and you like distant hills, and you move, I don't know, like a mile to the east, and you look at those hills again, they're just going to look the same, aren't they?
No, I don't think so. There's different vistas that you can go. If I walk like around my street,
I
there's
don't
different
think,
vistas that you'll see. They won't all look like a backdrop like that.
John. I think you can't compare it the same way, John, because the lack of atmosphere on the moon is another reason why that horizon I think is crisp, right? But I think it was something
No,
else.
no. That's you're not grasping what I'm saying.
Probably not, because you don't really explain things very well, John. Continue.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. The hills, because there is no atmosphere on the moon. Shut the fuck up, Sean, or I will get in that.
My bad. I didn't know you could hear me.
Yeah, didn't you? Yeah. Because there is no atmosphere on the moon, you don't have any haze, and the hills in the background don't look like they're particularly far away because there's no haze, but they are very far away. They're many miles away.
Yeah, I've heard that excuse before, and that's another thing. There's an excuse for everything.
Is that an excuse?
Yeah, I think so. It sounds like an excuse to me. Once you hear like 100 different excuses for the 100 different anomalies and things that are wrong with the moon landing, it all starts to sound like excuses.
Well,
some of them might be true, but you know.
Well, if you're on the moon and there is no atmosphere and there's no haze, there's no, there's no atmosphere. How would you gauge distance or in terms of things getting sort of hazy and indistinct in the distance? It would all look the same, wouldn't it?
No, I wouldn't expect it would all look the same. No, that's why I'm saying it looks unnatural to me.
You're fucking right. It does, because the photographs were taken on the fucking moon.
Yeah, I've heard that excuse too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Can I share my screen, Junji? I got a good one moving the rover. I got the rover driving, and it looks cool. Let me see.
Oh, this is a great one. This is where they were dune buggying around.
It is a fair, kind of representation of what you mean.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Natural look.
Now, there's something I notice here that I don't see, or that I see when I off-road, because I used to go to the desert like every month. Where's the rooster tail that stays in the air?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you see like Baja 1000 trucks fly by, trophy trucks fly by, that the dust that's kicking up, how it just creates that cloud for long periods of time. When the dust is in the air. How come that's not happening?
I don't know. I've seen different people play around with the speed of this. And are you saying that this doesn't look like what you would expect on Earth, the dust coming out of there? Because I do see drifts of clouds of dust.
No, you see the what the tire grips are grabbing and then throwing into the air, or throwing up into into the moon's atmosphere does have something, but the problem is that the way we see it here, because of the air, how a dust cloud forms and then dissipates, you're not going to see that because there's no air for that dust to ride on.
Yeah, got to be honest with you, it's not really compelling.
It doesn't need to be compelling. It's
I don't
just
have anything.
I was just giving you the idea.
Just an observation. Yeah, no, I get you.
Okay. Well, I
get you.
Well, for someone who sees that a lot, there's no dust plumes, and that's kind of weird.
Yeah, maybe.
No, for real, it is.
I'm gonna share another clip. It's in the background. I put the closed caption, a little 2 minutes clip from minute 29 seconds from. It's a NASA. It's kind of an open source.
Cool.
A dream of this is kind of the Artemis program that going to the moon soon. It's a little bit of a summary, so kind of a one of those propaganda videos, I call it. It's a cool one to look.
They're selling space. They're selling the traveling to space. You got to make people be interested.
It has a nice audio, but it got some music. I don't know the music. It would be copyright, so mute is okay. Just few visuals kind of flashing around.
Cool.
It's another thing. People say, why would they fake it? But I think they had every reason in the world to do it.
Really?
Would you agree with that?
I would think that they would be more secretive of it in the beginning. I'm talking about Apollo times. For the reasoning, I would think, because in my opinion, NASA became NASA to civilianize the military aspect of it, and a few other reasons. But that's here nor there. But it's one of those things where why would they would have lied and said they didn't go there because they wouldn't want Russia to know they had a base there or had the capability of being there. I think that's what a lot had to do with it. The other thing is why would Russia at the time been like, they're lying? Like,
I think
really quick. I appreciate
Russia...
I appreciate the word that you threw in there, civilianize. Thank you. Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, I think the idea that Russia and the United States were mortal enemies is overblown. I know the whole rhetoric about the Cold War, but that's all that ever stayed was a Cold War, with both sides spending trillions of dollars in today's dollars.
Come on,
come on, hang on, Brandon.
And they shared the German scientists.
Let me ask you a question.
World War II.
Let me ask you a question, Brandon. Your best friend that you have to date, would you consider him, would you consider him a best friend if he had a gun and he aimed it at you at all times?
What?
Would he be your best friend if he?
Come on now! Because that's
what Russia and the United States is like.
Come on.
We may do business, but I got my eye on you.
Yeah,
that's how the Cold War was, I think.
Yeah, but they never really got into it. There was a lot of drama and a lot of posturing, but nothing major.
Oh, yeah. I one of the things for me about the moon, the whole space race, was it definitely was it was a dick measuring contest. Who can get there first? But more important, in my opinion, I think it had more to do with ICBMs, had more to do with that idea that you could, build a military base on the moon. I think that played a huge role in it and wasn't told to the public at point blank like that. But I believe a lot had to do with that.
The entire technology. The entire technology behind the Saturn rocket was from ICBMs.
Right.
Of course it was.
No, I agree with you, and that's one thing I think they were doing. Like Sean said, I agree. It was a cover for a weapons program. Partly.
Well, there's no real practical use for a Saturn V rocket for military.
I was talking about NASA. Purpose. I was talking NASA, the beginning of NASA, and what the military was doing at the time. When it comes to the Saturn V, that would definitely be overkill to just be launching and blowing up on something.
Well, hell yeah! Well, I mean, what do you need it for? You can
just
wipe
be a
out.
set piece, though.
We'll put it this way. I think this is.
I'm sorry.
It's come to
a set piece. What was
Yeah,
that?
I mean, they needed something for the show,
You
right?
know,
They needed a big rocket.
I'd like to hear what Blue's got to say about this.
Well, I know there's a lot of denial that goes on in certain groups around all of these things, and it's pretty easy to sit back and hear, 60 years later and downplay what was going on at that point in time. But it was a lot more real than people that weren't around then can believe. I mean, I was there and lived through it. There were some serious, genuine concerns about what was going on with our friends in Russia and China at the time. We didn't get into two wars, proxy wars, for no good reason. That just stopped us from having to do it face to face. All that stuff was very real and very dangerous. And I think we came a lot closer than we ever will know. To wiping out the whole damn planet.
Yeah. Hey, Blue, I was thinking about this a second ago, and tell me if this actually could be possible. So when NASA became NASA, and they were doing a lot of like the V2 rocket experiments, and even Saturn V for that matter, I was thinking, what if a lot of what they were trying to do was what they're doing now with the Frigidaire, God damn it, what do you call those? It's on the tip of my tongue. Don't hang on. Hang on. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't get it out. It is called I did a whole stream on this. Holy crap. It's a type of new engines. There's a couple of them that they use now. Why can't I freak it? A scramjet. Damn it. Wow. I can't believe I brain farted the hell out of that. You know the scramjets and all that stuff they have now?
Yeah.
If maybe they were thinking that way, if we can deliver nuclear weapons from space.
Well, scramjets won't work in space.
That's the what do you call it? The delivering system. That would just be a delivering system to get it out there.
Oh, come on, Sean. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just asking. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just asking if it was a possibility.
We didn't need anything like that. I mean, we had Atlas rockets.
Okay.
We had all the ICBMs you could ever imagine. And so did Russia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't necessary at the time. Well, yeah. Okay. I can see, because now the reason for the scramjets are so they can be hitting these hypersonic speeds rather than supersonic and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I get it now. Makes more sense.
There would have been no practical military use that I can think of for any of the Apollo stuff, Saturn V type rockets.
Now that I think about it,
that was all just for a giant show.
Yeah.
But literally, I mean, we had more than one enemy then, just like we do now. For sure, Russia, and for sure, China. And the thing that I think you ought to ask yourself is exactly how do you fake that in a way that the Russians and the Chinese won't be able to figure it out.
Well, I think they were faking stuff too. I think Russia was faking stuff too, and they probably started it. So it was kind of mutually assured destruction on the fakery too, Blue. So, and what's Russia going to do? Come out and say they faked the moon landing, and then everybody's going to point at them and call them conspiratards.
Well, it's not quite the way people thought in those days.
Well, the thing is, a lot of this is a dog and pony show. They're really working together behind the scenes. China got most of its surveillance technology. Yes, from Steve and Purloined U.S. Tech. So space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yay!
Wait, did
I
you
like
say
that, Moonbird.
did you say that China used our technology to get to space?
Oh no! If you use the surveillance net that they have now that they got from American technology, that shows that they're working together on a technology side. Slash, China's just stealing our intellectual property. That can be translated to the space race as well, showing that they're all working hand in glove with each other.
No, the history of
you said hand in globe. That was cool.
Yeah,
hand in glove.
The joint history of the Soviets and the Americans through that space race and the technology that they built side by side, but not not together, and the failures they had and the deaths that they had, and the sacrifices they made. That is indisputable. The huge leaps in technology that they made, and the lives that were lost. You can't sit there in your echoey little chamber, Lemon.
Come on now. You're appealing to some kind of that we should be inspired by these people and thankful for what they did. We're just questioning the validity of something based on the evidence that they have.
God damn
I know,
it.
but why are you
John,
questioning that? Who
John.
said that we were unthankful?
Yeah,
We're
John,
saying that
John,
we don't believe that it happened.
you gotta calm down, John. Calm down.
Tone it down. I got a question.
John, this is ancestor worship.
I really
This
would
is
like to know.
ancestor worship of the past, but nothing for the future.
Hang on, Lemon.
I'm sorry, Lemon. Did
Hang
the
on,
middle
Lemon.
of my sentence interrupt the start of yours?
Yes, but please continue.
My question for you guys is: do you seriously believe that we were not able, as private citizens in 1968, 69, to build S-band receivers and helical style antennas that could pick up transmissions from those spacecraft, the downlink side of it? Do you
Do you think
seriously
that
believe that we
the
didn't have
government
that
wasn't
capability?
capable of setting up a radio relay that would imitate signals coming from outer space and broadcast it to the world?
Yes, I seriously believe that was impossible then. It's impossible now, and it will be impossible forever unless you put something out there.
Why do you say that's impossible? Because you say that we can bounce signals off of the moon and they can come back to us. We had Echo 1 up in what, 62, 63? Why couldn't we put something up there to emulate a signal from the moon or anywhere else in space?
How do you manage to transmit? Well, you're talking about not just voice transmission. You're talking about all the data downlink stuff. You're also talking about television transmission that went on. And all of that has to come not from something that's moving around out in space. That actually had to come from the surface of the moon.
Isn't the moon moving around in space? Why couldn't you emulate something moving around in space?
Well, if you can figure it out.
I think that's possible. Do you think that's not possible? We can put men on the moon, but we can fake a radio signal from the moon?
No, I don't think we had that capability. No.
Kind of a contradiction, isn't it?
No, it's not a contradiction.
I think it is.
Well, that's your point. That's your
yeah
prerogative.
Then
go ahead.
We're entitled to our opinions.
Sure, I got no problem with it at all.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in the Hollywood basement.
Well, Brandon,
as crazy as you think I am, I'm absolutely convinced you're just as crazy. So,
I don't think you're crazy, Blue.
Well, what contradicts it? What were you saying about that, Brandon? Can you explain what parts do?
Yeah. Well, you guys are. Blue is saying that it's possible for them to shoot this giant rocket up into space 240,000 miles away, and then land on the surface and shoot back up, catch the command module, and come back to Earth 240,000 miles. But it's not possible for our scientists to create an emulator for a signal from the moon.
You know, Brandon.
Well, okay. Well, wouldn't that
Brandon,
take? But
if
wouldn't that
you-
take a tremendous amount of frequency to get communication there and back with the same signal?
Right.
Huh? They didn't
Can I-
have that powerful of a radio on the moon, did they? What did they
Can I
have?
just-
Well, that's why I'm asking
hey,
you
come on.
what the capabilities
Right.
of it were.
I don't
Brandon.
remember exactly, but that's an.
Hang on,
you know,
John.
I don't remember the specifics of what the capability is. I know that's been questioned in the past too, but I don't know the specifics of it.
But then, what Blue is saying? How is it contradicting to anything?
Did you not understand what I just said, Sean?
Yeah, that you didn't understand how it works, but that's what you're saying.
So no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if they have the technology and the capability to put something
okay,
a quarter
well,
million miles away, why don't they have the technology and capability to put something in what you would call low Earth orbit that emulates a radio signal and relay to it from the ground to broadcast
Perfect.
a signal that looks like it's coming from the moon?
Because every ham radio operator would have been like, "That's not from the moon."
Right. They would have questioned that at the time, right? They knew what a signal coming from the moon looks like, right?
I'm pretty sure they had them back then, right, Blue?
Mm-hmm.
They were able to do it.
You
Come
can
on
track. I mean, you're tracking the damn thing. You have to. You got to keep the antenna pointed at the signal source. It can't be an orbiting satellite. It would have to be something that actually went to the moon. I'll give you that. Okay, if they could have figured out a way to take something to the moon, orbit the moon with it, and another thing come off of it and land on the moon, so that you've got two signals, one stationary and one going around the moon in orbit. Okay, if you could do all of that, yeah, you can fake it.
Now, are you telling me that these private ham radio operators know what a signal looks like coming from the orbit of the moon and on the surface of the moon?
I didn't
mean,
say that.
what kind of precise radio equipment do they have that they can pinpoint the location of a signal from 240,000 miles away? That
Oh, you're
seems a
not
little.
You're not necessarily pinpointing anything. You're not with a radio receiver. You're not necessarily pinpointing it. Okay, you're getting a really, really good idea in a fairly narrow range where that signal has to be coming from, just by the direction you've got the antenna pointed.
I would think that, yeah, directionally you could make a signal come from the direction of the moon. I'm pretty sure you could emulate a signal from the moon.
By putting something up there, sending the signal, yes, you could.
Yeah, up in Earth orbit, let's say, above the Earth.
No.
Why?
No, because it's moving. It's orbiting the Earth, and that is nothing like the positioning that you have to see that we saw in the trajectory of the rocket as it goes toward the moon.
Isn't the moon orbiting the Earth?
Once every 28 days.
Okay.
A satellite.
Actually, but we rotate, right?
Satellites are rotating every 90 minutes.
All right. Well, we're going nowhere. Let's agree to disagree, because I definitely think it's possible, and if we put our minds to it, we could probably figure out how it could be done.
Okay.
But on the fly here, you know,
okay,
you guys have never considered it, so let's just.
How about this? How about this? With the technology we have today, in 2024 to 2030, do you think it's possible for us to go to the moon and land on it?
Well, first of all, starting at square one, I don't know exactly what the moon is. So I don't even know if it's possible for somebody to land on the moon, because I don't think that they landed on the moon in the first place. Now, do I think that there's technology that we have that can go up in what you call space above the Earth? Yeah.
Well, you've already illustrated, so you've illustrated low space orbit, so you understand space is there.
There's space above the Earth. How you define it with orbits and, you know, rotations and all that
nonsense?
Nonsense?
Just a lack of atmosphere. Okay, but what do you think the moon is, or?
I don't know what the moon is. I
Well,
really don't.
Do you see a physical object when you look at the sky?
I see something that appears to be a physical object, yeah, but at sometimes I see half of it disappear completely.
Okay. Now, if you had a ball and you had a flashlight, could you simulate that same situation?
Oh, I'm sure I could play some optical illusion trick on myself to make it look like that, yeah.
Wait, so you can't just get a ball?
Fucking come on.
John, shut up. So you can't just get a ball, a flashlight, and shine it and make the moon phases the same? can't do that?
Yeah, but I can also go over to the ball after I do that and touch the side of the ball that's not there.
Okay, but that's not what I was referring to. I wasn't saying that you can verify the physical nature of the moon. I was talking about the light that we see from the moon.
Sure, I could make something that looks like half a moon. Yeah.
Okay, so then we've established you can make the same you can create the same observation with a ball and a flashlight that the sun and the moon create when we look up at it.
Well, you don't even.
Which part of the observation, Sean? I mean, the distance? No,
I didn't say anything about the distance.
You didn't specify what you're talking about. That's
I was talking about the moon being there and it being a physical object.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I don't know if it's there a physical object. You think it is? That's fine. You could be right.
Hot mic lemon. Hot mic lemon.
Brandon, you were in the military, and so I know you've been out way away from any light pollution, just like I have, where it is absolutely pitch black and there's nothing lighting the area other than the stars and the moon. So don't tell me you haven't looked at the moon and realized that half of it didn't disappear. You can still see it, just not very well. You still see the entire sphere. Once you get away from all the city lights and stuff, even in my backyard, I can do that.
Yep.
It doesn't disappear. It's all still there. It's just only part of it is being brightly lit by the sun.
Yeah, what bothers me is you can't see it during the day. Maybe at night you can see it, and I can see the edges at
actually
night. But during the day,
I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm about to show you a picture I took.
Yeah, the earth sign in the daytime, huh? I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have caught some of that of those. I don't have them accessible, but I have caught some earth sign in the daytime.
But guys, why are we arguing about the moon? I said I don't know what the moon is.
You can see blue sky through the moon.
I can see the entire thing.
Where? I don't see it.
If you look at it.
I'm right here on the line right now. I'm running the line of it.
Yeah, you can see it. I can. Okay. On my monitor, I can see it.
I can't see it at all.
Me neither. I see blue sky through the moon like it's translucent, though.
This is the line. Or I'm not going to use that one. That's complete. Just botched the whole thing. Oh no, go away.
Can you make it bigger?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to finish.
What have you done?
I'm going to fix it. This is what happens when just bad ideas go too far.
Maybe it's shining through the firmament. Maybe it's projected onto the firmament through the firmament. Who knows?
Maybe it's a physical object 240,000 miles away.
No more than 50,000 miles away.
The moon looked almost exactly like that today too when my son and I were running errands. That's why I missed your show today, Jose. Thank you, by the way, for shouting us out.
No problem. Yep, you got it. Not a problem.
Thank you. So yeah, it looked exactly like that. And yes, you can see the whole moon.
Yeah, you just gotta look at it really
a lot of the times
close.
like that.
Here, I got another one I'll
This
show.
picture you're showing, I don't see it at all. Can you maybe change the light levels or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna put another one up that I have that does almost the same thing. I'll see if I can change the way it looks. Fine, I will manipulate the picture for you, Brandon.
Well, I'll tell you, I have looked at it in detail with a P900. I know it's just a camera, but
Yeah. Hit the adjustments and maybe fiddle with the contrast.
Tighten up the graphics.
You don't even see a whole object. It just maintains half of a moon. That's what makes people so suspicious about it. Even when you manipulate the levels, you should see something in shadow giving you a whole sphere. But it maintains its half-sphere look with that sort of lighting.
But you can. Isn't that what Earth sign is supposed to be?
So many questions. Can we
Where
get
you're
beyond
able
the
to
firmament
see
what the moon actually is?
the darkened part of the moon at certain parts of the lunar month?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, sometimes it's all lit up right on one side.
Go back to the other one, Sean, and try that. What you're doing here.
Okay.
I think it would work better on the other one. Yeah.
The earth is flat. Living in delusion. The earth is flat.
You're in a good mood, Lemon.
Cringe right now.
Like I can see it. I mean, I don't know if you look at it, you can see the full.
I'm looking at it. I've been looking at it for this whole time. I don't see anything.
I'm not seeing it either, Sean. Describe what you see. Trace it, outline it, describe it.
All right, so you can see my cursor.
Well, you got to use that magic QE off-center vision horseshit.
It's literally just like right here. I'm running the line of it right now.
I'm
looking at that line and I don't see it.
You can't see anything, Sean.
Yeah, I'm gonna play.
I just posted a picture on the Discord that I took a few years ago, but it was like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. If you could bring that up.
Contrast level should show what you're talking about if you can see it.
Lemon, everything you think should be isn't necessarily so.
Just trying to be consistent.
You're consistent, all right. I'll give you that.
I'll try. I don't see what Sean's talking about though.
I'm trying to figure
with contrast or anything. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
I don't have a contrast.
I'll tell you what, Sean. For you, I'll look at some more pictures of the moon. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to find some, but
I don't see it here.
Look at John's picture.
All right, I'm gonna get there. I gotta stop sharing.
Hey, Sean, I sent you a link in the chat for a video I thought we might want to look at. That is another example of what I would call fakery.
I got this one off YouTube. This is a small channel with only 19 views, just from a few days ago. It's got like a time lapse.
Now I see that. That's pretty
I've
visible.
seen that too. Yeah, that one's obvious. But you guys got to admit, sometimes it does look like there's nothing there.
Fourth stage, push. Engine arm is destined. Okay, I'm going to get the pro.
That's usually what happens when there's no sunlight on the surface.
So it does look like there's nothing there sometimes.
Yeah, looks like.
It looks like, exactly.
Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and then I got one more, which is with video. When you're taking video or some pictures, depending on the settings, you will see it, and sometimes you will not. So you got this guy taking a little bit of video, and then he take pictures in between. So you see on the picture, you can see it, and then when he's running the video, you cannot. This one I watched yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what he got.
What's that weird light coming off from the right? Looks like something's shining on it.
Yeah, we call that thing the sun.
The camera. Yeah.
It's coming from one section though. On the top left, you can top right, you can see like a little triangle of light.
Oh fuck
coming
me!
From one area of the moon.
Calm down, John. Fuck.
Yeah, that does look interesting. What is that?
Sorry.
Lens flare.
Sorry.
And then as for in the video, then you got this on the video, which you can barely see it. I have tried, I personally caught the moonshine on video, and I cannot. But then I take a picture, and I see it in the picture just like this, and it pisses me off. I cannot get this on video. I just buy pictures.
Looks like the moon's eclipsed or something.
That's what you see in person. That's what you see when you look at it.
So yeah, when you look at it, when you zoom in really close in video, you don't see it as prominent as when it's the picture coming up right now.
The idea is to up the exposure, right? That's how you're able to get a view picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that with anytime you want to, some binoculars.
Yeah.
Or just
or the
naked eye.
naked eye if you got a good eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, can we play that video I linked?
Yeah, I got it ready. I'm just waiting.
Cool, Sean.
Sorry, Sean, I hijacked your screen share for a minute.
No worries. No, yeah, I was done by that time.
All right, you guys have all seen this, but this is another piece of footage that looks extremely fake. I think this is Apollo 17.
When it takes
Yes.
off and you get all the sparks. Okay.
Yeah.
What did that?
What did what?
What created the spark looking thing?
That's just foil blowing off of it.
Okay.
That's that Mylar. They had everything wrapped up to protect it until they were ready to fly it off.
Now, do you guys think that that looks fake at all? I'm not asking if you think it's real or not. Do you think it looks fake?
Let me give my opinion. These have never been seen, so does it look odd? It looks different than everything I've seen before. Yes, but it has never been on taken on footage before. That's my only opinion on it. You know.
I would agree with Jose there that it looks odd, but just because it looks odd doesn't mean it's fake.
Fake.
Well, that's the third time we ever saw the ignition of a device like that ever.
Right. Blue,
And
what do
that's
you think?
the-
Does it
and-
look
and
fake?
and that's the only one where they finally were able to get the timing right. They were making that. They had to make that video using the remote camera on the rover. And the first two, they got the liftoff of the limb, I think, on both of them, but they didn't. The guy wasn't able to track it very well. This on Apollo 17, he finally nailed it. Because don't forget, there's a 1.5-second delay between sending a signal from the Earth and receiving it on the moon. So he had to try to think ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always a story. I mean, that sounds like a very nice and convincing story, but that's the problem. There's always a story.
Well, if we didn't have a story, what would you say?
Tell a better story.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just saying, we got all these things we always point out and said, what about this? What about this? What about this?
Yeah. Lemon, you're a smart guy.
So the fact that an
this
explanation
story.
is sound is evidence of shadiness.
I'm just saying, when you give me an explanation for maybe one or two things, then I think, yeah, okay, I'll buy that.
Well, I've got no explanation for somebody saying it doesn't look right to me. There is no explanation for that. If it doesn't look right to you, it just doesn't look right. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, when everything looks fake, and there's so many different problems, it's hard to believe all the stories that you are told to explain away these things. Do you get where I'm coming from, though? That's my point of view. I mean, they don't look fake to you. I understand that. But from my point of view, with all these different discrepancies and weird things, there's just too many of them. They start to add up. It's not incredulity if you have 100 things to be incredulous about. Incredulous.
Well, I've not found a single one that wasn't easily explained, though.
Yeah. I guess it all depends on if you want to accept the explanations or not.
Well, I think you can reason a great deal of it for yourself.
And
Like
I
said,
have reasoned, and I've come to the conclusion that there's some funky shit going on. And I don't blame. Hey, it might have been for a very good reason. I don't know. I wasn't alive back then. Maybe they were just doing what they had to do. But, the fact that they haven't been back in 50 years, the fact that they make excuses up every 4 to 5 years for why they haven't gone back yet, push the date out constantly, and say they don't have the technology, say they destroyed the tape. It just goes on and on.
Yeah, because budget cuts has never been an issue in government spending.
The government has more money than they have as much money as they can print, essentially.
Yeah, not for NASA.
Oh, they could get, if they wanted to, they'd give NASA all the money in the world, right?
If they wanted to.
And
Key
NASA
point
hasn't
there.
exactly had a minuscule budget over the years either. It's not like, oh,
Hey.
we haven't had enough money. Poor NASA.
Okay. Okay, compare the amount of GDP that they were spending during the Apollo program with what they're spending it now.
Okay, budget cuts, fine. Another excuse.
Oh my God.
So,
It's a plausible one that makes sense because
Of course, they're
everybody
all
understands
plausible.
what it means to be in civil service and government and understand what budgets mean.
That's
But
one thing you
because
guys always have is plausible deniability.
therefore it's shady is another excuse to you. And then you
No,
wonder
not
why
because
we
it's
call you a
plausible.
denialist.
It's not shady because it's plausible.
I think the main problem here for you, Brandon, is that you are a self-absorbed, conceited little prick.
Jesus Christ, John, stop.
And you're an angry dickhead.
Every time, John. Every
For real, man. It's just
Well,
stop.
he fucking is. He fucking is.
It's not necessary. Like, you're coming in way too hot for. We don't even know why.
Oh,
You
sorry.
never-
Oh,
you haven't
shit,
even had a.
okay.
You gotta remember. You have to at least have had a conversation with him to do this. I'm sorry. It's kind of just like a rite of passage.
It's the sun going down when the eyes in his head see the world spinning round.
Brandon, which presidents have claimed we were going back to the moon? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head. I think I've seen video from
Did Obama
everybody
say
since at
we were
least
going?
Reagan. I don't know.
Did Obama say a few years ago that we were going on his term?
Yeah, I think he did, didn't he?
I think he
I believe Bush was the one who announced us to go to Mars. I think Obama was the one who said we were going to go back to the moon.
We flat earthers love you guys. We can't watch you guys belabor under the impression that we're going back anywhere. They're just going to take millions of dollars of your money and funnel it towards something else.
No, we're going to take all your money and a little bit of my money. How's that?
Yeah, that's true.
All
That's
they're
true.
doing is taking weapons,
That's the way I
rockets,
want it.
breakaway civilizations, underground bunkers, pocketing the cash. They are not going beyond the firmament.
Wait.
Yes.
Underground
Lemon,
bunkers?
At what point, Lemon? Can you show me where our taxes go up when they said that we were going back to the moon?
With cost of living, they could just write it into the books, do a little bit of economic, write-off magic, and voila.
So Wonder
I'm not an
Bread.
economist.
So Wonder Bread is funding NASA now.
At taxpayer expense, yes. If it's a government agency, it's taxpayer funded. Private means they're supposed to come up with their own money through the sale of goods and services through their company or whatever. In general.
But I'm confused. You're kind of saying
I don't.
Go ahead, Brendan. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't think their primary motivation is financial. They've got 1,000 different ways to rip us off. I think it's more of a psychological operation.
Real shit, though. That is true.
Well, thank God for that, because I do not understand the narrative that NASA is doing this and making a profit when the cost of faking everything would not be profitable at all. So at least you have that.
Well, the thing is, the billions that everyone keeps saying NASA gets, NASA doesn't get billions. The space agencies, which NASA is part of, which is budgeted through the space agencies. There's like 100 different agencies that are part of that get funded through all those billions of dollars everyone keeps talking about. It has nothing to do with just going to the moon. It has nothing to do with just going to Mars. Most of it, I would say, I think you may agree, Blue, has to do with satellite technology, communications, and all this and that kind of stuff. Stuff is.
Yeah, that's pretty much where the money goes.
Yeah, I mean, there a lot of people don't realize there are space agencies that are getting a lot of these fundings that has nothing to do with NASA. Like they don't do the NASA thing. Like what is it? Fuck, I forget the name of it. It was I know it was a satellite company that was pretty much developing its own stuff. This was before SpaceX, but yeah, SpaceX is a clear a really obvious situation where someone didn't want to go through the governments, didn't want to go through the space agencies, and they wanted to develop their own way of doing these things. They're not getting.
But you got to think about
it. They're not getting funded by us. We're not paying a dime to them.
Yeah, we are though.
Really?
But it's
Where
not
we Sean, we're the NASA contracts with SpaceX to resupply the International Space Station.
Yeah, but that's not our tax money going to SpaceX. Our tax money goes to NASA, and then whatever they allocate that stuff to isn't us paying for it. That's NASA.
My criticism to SpaceX is that it's not a private company as is intended to be, in quotes.
Does NASA do contracts with them?
SpaceX had to open all the books and share every single piece of information with all the government. They have to keep all the government got hands on all the files on the SpaceX.
For everything that is due to with the government. Everything else, no, they don't.
Anyone who does business with the government has to do that.
Yeah, I've had to do it. My information was open to the public because it was federal contract. That's how they keep people from getting. That's how they keep federal contracts from getting skewy and shady.
But also in those federal contracts, it's written in when you have a defense contract that they own all the data. You have IP considerations. I don't know who owns what IP. That's another consideration.
Those would be stipulations. Those aren't. That's not. It's not just a gimme. I mean, I've had a federal contract. I didn't have to do all that stuff.
if SpaceX developed anything for NASA as a subcontractor, would SpaceX own the IP or would NASA? Because I think NASA would probably assert itself over the IP if it paid for the development.
The federal government would, yes. They did it with the Columbia Space Shuttle Explorer. All those. The Department of Defense paid a very hefty amount of the building of the space shuttle for the idea that NASA had to use their specs to make sure that whatever they wanted to send into space could fit in that shuttle. I think it was something like 70% of the shuttle funding was federal for that reason alone. Actually, let me share that link. It's actually a really good link. It's called Relationship Between the DoD and NASA, and it's just a bunch of documents that were declassified that show a bunch of these things. It's not a conspiracy thing. It just shows you that the Department of Defense and NASA have had a very close relationship for a very long time.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah, I would
considering
say
NASA's origins.
Quasi government at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, indeed. It was actually Will Smith who said that we were going to go back to the moon in the last term. Boom. I mean Barack Obama. Damn it! I had to say Will Smith. Sorry, I didn't say nothing.
Will Smith.
I just put the link in the chat. It's a pretty good read, and I'll put it in the YouTube chat too. The relationship between NASA and DoD.
Sean, maybe you know this, or maybe Blue knows this, but how much are we paying the Russians to send us our astronauts to the space station?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's like $100 million a trip.
It's enough that we're trying that they're willing to pay a hefty amount for SpaceX to figure out human transportation.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew that it was a lot. They're supposed to be doing that for the first time, like next month or something.
Well, I know a year ago they did their first payload test with that. Remember, they had the guy in the capsule, the mock guy, and I haven't heard much of since then. But I do know that I'm pretty sure they've been planning to do ISS connections. I guess.
I thought I did. I did hear that it was actually as soon as within the next couple of months that they were going to finally send the first folks up, like 2 test pilots up to the ISS with the Dragon spacecraft.
Let's see.
Multi-Tom just talking about that very bad taste meme on the chat that I will not repeat. I put it here in the chat.
Okay, so I'm pulling it up right now. An article that I just found about it says NASA on Friday set a launch date for May 27th for the first astronaut mission U.S. soil in nearly 10 years.
There it is.
Yeah, May 27th is the plan, and this article is from April 17th. So it wasn't that long ago, but things
night,
definitely
Brandon
do
Toy.
change. So by May 27th will be the first SpaceX manned launch.
Good times, Brandon Toy. I always have fun when you're in the panel, bro.
Oh, did
Yeah, you too, guys. Thanks for having me on. I gotta go.
All right, have a good one, Brandon.
Yeah,
Thanks
see
for
you, man.
stopping in,
See
man. That was pretty cool. He didn't act like he normally does. So that was pretty cool of him. Yeah, it says NASA astronauts Bob blah 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 and Doug Hurley will ride SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule to the space station. Would launch sometime in May. Yep. That's badass. I'm still in awe how big those damn rockets are.
Yeah, I remember watching a Soyuz launch, and it really didn't dawn on me just how big that thing is.
It's insane.
That's what she said.
Mom. Let's see. Let's check the
Go
chat.
visit one sometime. They've got them all over the place.
I know. They like I'm in San Diego. Obviously, you guys know that. When they launched from March or Edson, one of the two bases up north for me. When they launch,
Edwards.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. I'm a couple hours from there, maybe hour and a half. When they launched, literally they launched directly over my head because they that's when they launched from there. Everyone they launched south. It has something to do with I know I knew why, I just don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's badass. The first time I saw it, it fucked with my brain. I was on Discord over at Jim Pandas, and I was just like, I went outside to go smoke a cigarette, and as I'm walking out to my truck, I see something in the corner of my eye, and it's just this like little bright light, and I'm like, what the fuck? I look up, and I didn't know the launch was ever even happening, so I freaked out and was like, I think I see some fucking aliens. Someone said,
Look how
no,
big these
no, it's a
motherfuckers
rocket.
are, bro. That's a scale.
Holy shit.
You know.
That's the dragon one on the right?
Not sure.
No.
I think so, but that's ridiculous on how big they are, bro.
Oh, those are their proposed, like the ones they use and the test ones they want to use.
Yeah, this is SpaceX, you know, how big, you know. They were,
Yeah, because that one, the one on the left or on the far right, I think those are test models. Those are concepts still. I think those are the ones they want to use when they start launching people up there, like on a regular basis.
Yeah, this is kind of in the buildings, you know, so you got a better idea, you know.
Fucking heavy. That was
scale.
Built.
Fuckers are big. Pretty cool stuff, man.
Well, you can go to places like Huntsville or Houston and see Saturn V's laying down. The damn thing is longer than a football field.
Yeah, I think who did
Walking
that?
the length of it is like very impressive.
What's his name? Carlos. Carlos showed us pictures of the Saturn V on its side.
Oh, damn, those things are huge.
They're still the biggest, aren't they? Like record-wise.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
And yes,
as far as I know, yeah. Most powerful thing we ever lit.
Yeah. Okay, so this, Paul just sent a link. He says video of sunset showing crest moon from my backyard. Look closely at the moon. All right, I'm gonna go share that real quick.
Damn internet, I need me some 5G myself.
I can't wait for 5G.
I'm holding out for 6G.
Can you guys imagine what 20G is going to be like? I saw it. I saw what to look for. You can see the whole moon.
Hey, there it is. Yep, yep. This your video?
No, Paul. Grab it. What's he call
Cool,
himself?
cool. Yep, yep.
Gravity.
Guru, gravity guru.
Yeah. Gravity Guru. Yeah, he sent it to me just now.
Yeah, it's pretty much still daylight. Of course, as you get into
Oop,
night,
there it is.
Thank you, Paul.
When when I just joined in, y'all were talking about the moon landings, and it reminded me that of this video. It's a channel called Mark Felton Productions, and he had a brief video talking about the Soviets' lunar probes, and apparently one of their probes was actually on its way to the moon at the same time as either Apollo 11 or one of the Apollo missions, and our cameras, when when the guys were on the moon and videotaping the lander and the astronauts, it actually captured footage of the Soviet probe going over the lander. I was thinking about mentioning that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, because I never heard of that before, but I never even saw that footage before until I saw it on that channel. I thought it was really interesting to see.
I know the Russians said part of the story, at least, is accurate. The Russians launched a robotic mission, which I think was intended to land on the moon, grab a sample, and return.
Exactly.
Bring it back to Earth. Only it crashed. So there was some concern, I think, on our part about this other vehicle up there flying around. But space is a big place, yeah. Big sky, little rocket. Hopefully you don't run into each other. But yeah, that's been known since the late 60s.
Well, it's just I knew the Russians were trying to send their own, satellites or orbiters or whatnot to the moon. I just never saw the footage that was shown on that video before of our cameras capturing the satellite as it was orbiting the moon above the astronauts' heads.
Yeah, I never heard that part of the story. It very well could have happened. I know they were there at the same time we were there. The Russians were dying to do something. They thought it would have been another win for them if they could have retrieved a sample and brought it back.
You know what? Let me see if I can find the link to that video.
And it would have been, honestly. The thing about it, at that point, they had given up on the idea of a manned mission out of necessity. That big golly whopper rocket of theirs didn't work out so well, and I think the third or fourth one that blew up on the launch pad wiped out a whole bunch of their people.
Oh, wow.
We didn't know about that until the Cold War ended. But yeah, they had a hell of a disaster, and at that point, they had to just pretty much cash it in and say, "Okay, well, this thing ain't working." Although they went ahead and flew more of them, or tried. The Russians had a funny approach to it. Their idea was build it in a hurry, launch it, blow it up, and see what happened, and see if you can fix it, and just keep doing that. They had a crazy approach to
it. They had a brute force way of approaching it. It sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much the same way they did everything.
Yeah. Where is that damn video?
Can't remember which one of their aircraft now, which was a super, super big time hot ass aircraft, fighter jet. And one of their pilots defected in one of them. And much to our surprise, we found out that most of the damn thing was made out of steel, not even aluminum.
Oh wow!
We're frigging amazed. But the amazing technology that they had was not in the aircraft itself; it was in the engine.
Huh.
Their engine technology was just phenomenal. But if you put enough horsepower on a 2x4, you can make it fly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, watching Saturn V documentaries, I'm like, they're nothing if not just controlled explosions. If you want to bring it down to its base form, just
That's
kind
a
of
fucking bomb with a hole in the end of it.
yeah.
7.5 million pounds of thrust. I'll tell you what, I was 5 miles away, I guess, and the sound one of those things makes is incredible.
Yeah, I heard they had to pay a lot of the window bills over in that town in Alabama.
Yeah, you feel it in your insides, that rattle those things make.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this up. Got some things I gotta take care of. I had fun today. It was actually a fun little stream. Thank you, Brandon. Sorry about John again. That was quite weird. I think tomorrow. I'm hoping. I think I got an email Seek and Find. I think tomorrow we're gonna do the Seek and Find thing, and I'm gonna find a moderator for it. We'll see what happens.
I found it. It was Luna 15.
You want to share it, and I'll play that out.
Yeah. You don't. I don't want you to get strike, but it is. It's the. I don't know where this guy found this footage, but it's pretty amazing to watch. A Soviet satellite going over Apollo 11.
I'll check it out real quick. See if it's playable.
Well, it has to be NASA footage, so pretty sure Channel 10 News wasn't covering it.
I don't know if I want to play this one.
No, yeah, I get that.
Oh wait, nope.
It's just something interesting if you never saw it before, but I thought it was interesting to see.
Okay, I can play it, but I can't play the audio. Oh, that's long, man. What the hell's wrong with you?
Hold on, let me find the timestamp. Damn it!
He sent me a 6-minute video. Oh, okay. I see. Like the lander parts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll kind of just skip to it. We'll just play a little bit of it.
540.
At 540.
About 530, 534, something like that.
Yeah, about 5:34.
My computer's lagging. 1 second. There we go. The hell is that?
That was what they said was Luna 15 going over
Oh, okay.
the lander.
Here we go. I see.
Soviet probe.
Make this bigger and easier to see.
That's cool.
My computer's acting slow. There we go.
Yeah, now watch. You're gonna see it. There it comes.
There it is. Wonder if they were freaking out.
They were. I think Blue mentioned that they were concerned about, they're going to land next to the astronauts. If they bump into something,
I never realized they actually caught video of that. Wow. That looked like video. I guess that's video.
Let's see.
Nah, that couldn't have been. What?
And I'll put that link.
Anyway, I would check out the guy's video. He kind of goes into detail about the Soviets' attempts at trying to beat the U.S. in some form or fashion, and about their concerns. When they saw that the Russians were launching that probe around the same time as Apollo 11.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Probably watch it right after this. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the hell out of here. Thank you guys. Anybody have anything coming up and share? Blue, you and Dr. Rob have something tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night at guess that'll be 8:00 Eastern time.
8:00 Eastern, 5:00 Pacific, and then I think I think that's 8:00 period or real time. I think Montreal said.
Yeah.
Last night. Yeah, today was a fun one. Thank you everyone that joined and hung out and chilled with us. Again, thank you to Brandon for coming on and dealing with John. It was fun. I actually got a lot to watch tonight. I'm gonna watch that Apollo one that we just watched, and then I gotta watch Jose's stream because that sounded fucking awesome. I liked listening to Blue talk to him because it was like Blue was responding like subconsciously, and what's his name? Brandon was just or John was just mumbling. I mean,
oh God.
God damn it, Carlos! What do you want? What, Carlos? Oh, I wonder if he was trying to get in. If you're trying to get in, try again.
Yeah, you can have my spot. I'm getting out.
Yeah, I got 2 hangouts up, so sometimes I don't hear it.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one, Blue. Thanks for being in and talking it up about what's going on.
Yeah, man. You guys be good.
See you Friday, Blue.
Yay, Amy. Thank you for joining, Amy.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Let me see. All right, Carlos, let me get you the right link. And if everybody else wants to join the hangout, the meetup, after the stream, I'm not sure you'll be here. What's going on? I will be able to get you in as long as I am at my computer. There you go, Carlos. Hopefully that one will work for you. And then, yeah. Thank you guys. I'm going to get the heck out of here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself out of here so you guys can't hear me. Then I'm going to end it out, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alrighty, people. So, like I said, it was a fun one. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna see you can find if you're still out there. I'm gonna hit you up tonight, and maybe we'll plan something out. If you want to talk later on tonight, I don't know. It's up to you. Just let me know. But tomorrow might be best. But just let me know. And when I hit you up, my email that I'm gonna hit you up with is the Truth Frontline one from Truth Frontline Outlook. So look for that one tonight. And then we'll figure something out when and where. And then if you have an idea for a moderator, or I'll keep looking out. So there's room for I find somebody. But yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna stop rambling, and I will see you guys later. Peace.
Is the Earth flat? No, it's not flat. Okay, it's not flat.